As I told you earlier, that Arsenal is in advanced talks with Trossard to their side from Brighton, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano again. Fabrizio Romano, just 5 hours after him coming out and be letting us know about this story, he has gone ahead and confirmed to us that Trossard has gone ahead to accept all terms in Arsenal's contract they've gone ahead to offer to him. So, welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? Rokani David is my name. Trossard to Arsenal is really the in thing right now. Everyone would love to know about it, and you guys are really watching the other video very much. So thank you guys, but don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we want to hit another milestone. So how do you subscribe? Lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. Now Fabrizio Romano has thrown in another story concerning Trossard, and in this episode we are only talking Trossard, and Fabrizio Romano just minutes ago has gone ahead and really tweeted the following, that Trossard has accepted all the conditions offered by Arsenal on his contract. All other teams interested have been informed of his decision. Personal terms 100% agreed. The clubs are expected to complete the agreement very soon as revealed today. Now, let's first talk about all other teams interested. You know, as I told you that it's a blessing in disguise for Arsenal to sign Modric. By the end of this season, you let me know. Because Arsenal taking Trossard is a very huge push in the direct direction of the club. You know why? Sometimes you need players that are experienced and have done it before and have gone ahead to torment big teams to see to it that you really get or decide the game. When you look at Trossard, where he's going to be important at Arsenal? Trossard was a player I saw humiliate Manchester United at Old Trafford. He humiliated Liverpool. He humiliated City. He scored against City. So for him, scoring against big teams is really in his DNA. Now, where has been the problem of Arsenal? The problem of Arsenal has been on these big teams. You get? With Gabriel Jesus away, when you're going to play Manchester United, Liverpool, and Man City, you need a player like Trossard to come off and really decide these huge games, because he knows what to do to kill off these games, and he's coming at a very right time. This is why I tell you that all teams interested have been told Trossard has chosen Arsenal over any other team. And this is where an equalizer has been beaten to a side known as Chelsea. Chelsea have been eyeing on Trossard because Graham Potter would love to really rejoin, or would like to see Caicedo and Trossard rejoin him at Chelsea, because he feels like they would have been better alternatives. But Marseille, Newcastle, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea have really said, have really been told Trossard has chosen Arsenal over you, and Arsenal are really discussing everything. Now, personal terms have been agreed, and 100% it's done and dusted as far as the personal terms are really concerned. Now, Trossard accepting all conditions offered by Arsenal on his contract. Obviously, the period of the contract very soon. I think in the next 1 minute, we are going to be knowing how long is the contract going to be. Secondly, how much is going to be earning, bonuses, agent fees, sign-on fees. I think everything has been really put on paper very well, and Trossard is a happy man to go on and really join Arsenal. So that is what Fabrizio Romano is telling us about this deal. And as I told you in the morning, that this deal is expected to go through, I think, by the end of today. And here we go, is expected. And the medical is going to be, I think, conducted late in the night or tomorrow morning. Arsenal are really trying to register this player to come out and play against United onto Sunday at Emirates. Now, we are being told that the clubs are expected to complete the deal or the agreement very soon as revealed, meaning that everything is moving in the right direction. And it's not the very first time Arsenal is dealing with Brighton. I believe this is what has really gone ahead to accelerate this move, because Arsenal sold Ben White to Brighton, you know that very well, at £50 million. And I think this time around, negotiations can't be had between Arsenal and Brighton, because they already have that connection together. They know how to do business. They already conducted business, and the player they sold to Arsenal is really performing very well. And I believe if at all you are Brighton, you would have loved to sell your player to Arsenal, because it's a team that you can go out and really tell them that, all right, you have Sambi Lokonga, can you really get me that player? Because I believe there are certain players at Arsenal that Brighton would like on loan, and you never know. That relationship they've been building for a very long time of selling them players might really help and act as a solution to what is really happening right now at the club known as Arsenal. But we've been told everything has been agreed between Trossard and Arsenal now. Clubs are really talking to one another to see what is going to be the final fee that Arsenal are really going to go ahead and pay. Now, we are having a man called Sacha Taverioli. He's telling us that the contract of Leandro Trossard at Arsenal could go until June 2027, meaning that Arsenal are really signing the player for 4 years with an optional year in there for you. I think a player like Trossard at the age of 28, you sign a contract of 4 years or 5 years, not bad, because you're going to keep him at the club until 33 years of age. We've seen players right now hit the age of 33 when they are really playing very well. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was at Arsenal when he was 32 years of age, but he was really scoring in goals, apart from him really having a very bad attitude, and he really broke ties with the manager. The manager really said, I have to throw you under the bus and leave this club. So Trossard playing for Arsenal until 2027 is really something realistic. He can reach that side. He's not an injury-prone player. He's a player that everyone will go ahead and really reckon that he can come out and really score goals for Arsenal. And I think Arsenal fans should go ahead and really hail their scouting team for getting in a player like Trossard, because he's Premier League proven. He's coming and really starting on duty. You know, right now, Arsenal doesn't need players that are not proven. In this circumstance, you need a player that is proven. Look at look at Liverpool. They went in for Luis Diaz in the January transfer window of 2022. He came on and really hit the ground running, and he held them up to the Champions League final. They won the Carabao Cup, they won the FA Cup, and on the final of the Premier League, they lost the trophy to Man City, a side that you wouldn't really complain as to why you've lost a title to. So Trossard comes in at Arsenal with lots of things to add onto that Arsenal side, but the contract is presumed to be of 4 to 5 years. Now, we've been told by James Ollie. James Ollie is a senior football writer at ESPN. He has told us that Leandro Trossard wants to leave Brighton after falling out with manager Roberto De Zerbi. And sources have told ESPN the club are demanding between £25 million, between 20 to 25 million pounds from him. I believe that is little money for this guy, because we've seen players at his age even costing more. If at all Arsenal is getting Trossard at £25 million, those are peanuts. Because Arsenal was going to pay £88 million for Mikhailo Modric, meaning that they still have that money at their disposal. Take off 25, you remain with how much? 63. So if you remain with 63 or 60 million pounds for Trossard, that means you can still go all in the market and really get this deal. And I believe Arsenal have really chosen to go for this deal first, because they've been told by the agent that very many teams are really pushing for Trossard, and Brighton is willing to offload the player. This player joined them from Genk in 2019, and he has played here for 3 or 4 years. And obviously, he is really now leaving, and his career has really come to an end. Then we've been told by Christ of Terra, obviously, that he's a European football correspondent. Arsenal have not yet sent an offer for Leandro Trossard, but talks are ongoing at club level. Brighton hope for around 30 million euros, that is 25 million pounds, I'm probably about, while Arsenal wants to reduce that fee a bit. There is nothing like that of not making an offer, but we've been told by Seth from Sky Sports that Arsenal are expected to make a formal bid for Leandro Trossard soon. Tottenham are no longer pursuing the player after they had a bid rejected by Brighton last week. Spurs made a bid of just £12 million. It was really let down by a club known as Brighton because they wanted more for the player. And obviously, Arsenal has come in, swept in, and convinced the player. The player said, I only want to go on and play for a club known as Arsenal. So that is really something that is really breaking for other clubs. And Brighton has gone ahead to let all the other clubs know that the player only wants to play for a club known as Arsenal. So that is it right now. And a bid is expected soon, because after talks are made between Arsenal and Brighton, a formal bid is going to be submitted by Arsenal. Obviously, after bid is submitted, it will be either be accepted or rejected. Then Arsenal will make another bid. But I believe this time around, Arsenal don't want to mess this transfer up like they did on Modric, because for Modric, they made a bid on the 26th of December. They submitted another bid, I think towards the end of the year of 2022, and they put in a third bid around 9th and 10th. Then it was rejected. Chelsea came in and hijacked the deal. And Arsenal have now got to know that if at all you want a player, go all out for him, get everything done and dusted, then get the player to your team. The rest will be sorted later. Because at 95 million euros, Arsenal were really near getting this player. But because they really felt like we don't want to be ransomed, we are not going to go in for bidding war, then they really lost it. But trust me, all Arsenal fans and pundits that have been outside there telling us that Arsenal won't go out for a bidding war. Now, hasn't this been a bidding war? It has been a bidding war. Why has it been a bidding war? Because Fabrizio has told us that teams that were interested in the player have been told, don't put your bids here because the player has decided to join Arsenal and we are in advanced talks with Arsenal, meaning that a bidding war was there, but it was just stopped. So there is no player that Arsenal is going to go in for when there is no bidding war. Even Franz Schneider from Valladolid, there are very many teams that are really interested in this player. So let no one lie to you that a bidding war can be really over surpassed, because teams will always coming in through getting in your player every time they really believe that is the right player to suit their system of play. And lastly, we've been told by Christ of Teranga that Leandro Trossard has been on the ladder of Arsenal for at least 4 years now, and the club even had exploratory talks. While the player was at Genk in 2019, Arsenal thought at that time Trossard was too raw for the top level of the Premier League. So this confirms to you that Arsenal have been really chasing for this player. They've been monitoring him. They wanted to sign him in 2019 at Genk before he crossed to Brighton, but they thought that maybe he was not the right profile that would meet their structure. But right now, having been in the Premier League for close to 4 years, he has gone ahead to prove himself. He has played close to 116 games and scored some good goals for a team known as Brighton, meaning that they would need those goals. If at all those 7 goals that Trossard scored for Brighton had scored them in that Arsenal shirt, I think they would have been useful. You get? Arsenal would have found themselves winning against Southampton. Maybe they would have won against Manchester United. They would have really won against Newcastle, because Trossard is really an assassin. He moves in good positions. Secondly, he has good feet, press resistant, good on the ball. What the most important thing that I would like to knock out today, because it annoyed me yesterday when my team United was playing against Crystal Palace, is him not being selfish. He is not selfish. When he gets that ball in the 18-yard box area, he will look out for which Arsenal player is better positioned to really finish the move. And if at all he's the best placed player in finishing that move and barring that by the back of the net, he'll go in for that effort. But a player like Rashford and what he did yesterday is uncalled for. It's uncalled for. You need team players. You get? Trossard is a team player. You get? He doesn't come out here for his own goods. He knows that I'm coming to Arsenal to really add lots and lots of things to this team. So, Arsenal fans, congratulations. You've gotten yourself a player known as Trossard, 28 years of age. He's a Belgian international. He has played 116 games for Brighton and he has netted 25 goals. And this looked to be one of his seasons for him to go ahead and really score very many goals this season. But obviously, he has fallen out with the manager, De Zerbi. And after falling out with De Zerbi, obviously, De Zerbi said, I don't want any itching character into my dressing room. And obviously, he has really thrown him under the bus and he has been sold to a side known as Arsenal. Very soon, a Hugo is going to come in through, as Fabrizio has really told us about this story. So, welcome Trossard to Arsenal. A medical is really going to be quickened because I believe this player wants to be part of that Arsenal squad playing against Manchester United. And I don't think that it's not only the player who wants it. I think even Mikel Arteta knows it, because he knows it, that if at all they try everything, and it fails, they won't be having a lot of quality from the bench, and he needs a player to come from the bench to change this game of football. Because if you remember very well against Newcastle, Arsenal did everything, but Newcastle really played that watertight defense. When you look at the defense of Newcastle, it's not at the same level as the defense of Manchester United. United are really having good and better defenders and experienced defenders. Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Luke Shaw, Malacia, and Aaron Bissaka. Those are really very good central defenders, meaning that it's not going to be an easy game. But I believe Arteta is now trying to find a solution off the bench, another gear that could really take on the game to the next level, if at all that will be called for in the game of United versus Arsenal. And after that, Arsenal playing against City in the FA Cup. You get? They're even having another game against City around the 14th of February, 14th, 15th of February, around there. So, guys, that is what Arteta is all about. That's what I had to say about this. Trossard accepting all Arsenal contract terms, and everything is going to be done and dusted, and the agreement is going to be agreed soon. So your thoughts on to Trossard accepting Arsenal contract terms are welcome in the comment section below. Tell me what your thoughts about Trossard. Do you think he's going to play into the game between Arsenal and Manchester United on Sunday? And obviously, what are your thoughts about him? And very soon I'm going to bring a video how Trossard is going to fit into that Arsenal side, because he plays in close to 4 different positions of the attacking part of the pitch. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. Smash the like button, comment and share. Don't forget to subscribe. Rokani David is my name. May the blessings of the Lord engulf you wherever you are. Thank you for watching in Rokani Media Football. Bye-bye for now. But today is a Trossard day onto this channel. Trossard, Leandro Trossard day onto the Rokani Media Football. I'm out.